Good morning students. In this video we are going to discuss about history chapter number 3, which is cultural heritage of India, sculpture and architecture. So chapter's name suggests two definitions. First is a sculpture and second is a architecture. So what is the definition of sculpture and architecture? So sculpture, first, the art of shaping figure or design with facial expression in round or relief performed by a chisel or hammer is known as a sculpture. And what is the definition of architecture? So simple meaning of architecture is art of a construction. In Sanskrit language, word Vastu is very famous for this architecture. So in terms of architecture, the construction or reference of art of construction like building, houses, towns, well, forts, minaret means masjid, tomb, qabr, mosque, etc., temples is counted in a architecture. Okay, so what is the main difference between sculpture and architecture? So sculpture is a one art in which the artist gave some shape or design, or you can say gave some facial expressions. So that's why this image it's look like a real. Okay, the image whatever or which is made by a artist, so whenever you see those images and you can feel this image is a quite a real. But in architecture there is a no possibility to like a facial expression. Okay, so main difference between sculpture and architecture is स्कल्पचर में आपको लगता है कि जो ये रियल टाइप की इमेज है, लेकिन आर्किटेक्चर में ऐसा कुछ होता है नहीं. ओके, सो दिस इज द मेन डिफरेंस बिटवीन स्कल्पचर एंड आर्किटेक्चर. सेकंड इज अ एंशियंट इंडियन टाउन प्लानिंग. सो इंडियन कल्चर वाज अ वेरी वास्ट in a ancient time, and we all know that that's why out of this 5 ocean only one ocean gave a name after the country is a Indian Ocean. Why? Because India's culture is very rich and India's heritage is very varied. Okay, in 9th standard we have already studied that most of the European people came to India because of attracting Indian culture. Second, trading purpose was also there, but they mostly influence about our culture. Okay, so that's why Indian culture was so rich and Indian heritage is so varied. That's why one ocean name Indian Ocean is given after one country named India. Okay, so how the lifestyle of ancient people at that time, so some archaeologists or historians said about in their study whenever they excavate those ancient town or place, and in which they found something different, which is we will see in next. Okay, so ancient Indian town planning. At that time any ruler or a king have three types of you can say a bureaucrats. First is a ruler in itself, ruler included in a king or a queen. Ruler included king, either king or it may be a queen. Second, house of administrative officers. First, ruler in itself. Second, house of administrative officer, and third one is the residence of a common people. Okay, so the fort of ruler, which is also known as a citadel, it was built on a quite high place. High place meant at the height of like a small mountain or a plateau's height. Means in other term, the house of a ruler, when we compare house of administrative officer or common people, citadel or a ruler's fort was a quite on a high place. Second is a house of administrative officer. Whatever the administration work carried out by day to day in the ruling, so in a ruling work, the supportive hands of administrative officer can be needed. So that's why one category name is administrative officer, and this house is situated on the upper part of a town. Means the administrative officer's house is quite high from the common people and low from the fort of a ruler or a citadel. And last is the residence of a common people. So, and it is situated on the lower part of a town, like that. This is a citadel. This is a citadel, and second is a administrative house, and last, which is a common people house. In a Mohenjo-daro movie, you can see that the common people's house is made up with a handmade bricks, and when one common people wants to go in a citadel, then he or she must have some specific identity. Then and after the security guard allows to went to the citadel for any person. So that's why you can see that, or you can imagine that how this citadel was important at that time, because rulers wants to show that we are a quite, or our lifestyle is quite or good than an administrative officer or in a common people. So there is you have to remember that ancient Indian town planning can be divided into three types. First is a fort of ruler or a citadel. Second is a house of administrative officer, which is situated on the upper part of town, and third is a residence of a common people, which is situated on the lower part of the town, and it is also made up with a handmade bricks. Okay, then after chapter's most important topic is the ancient town, okay, which was found by a archaeologist, which was founded by a archaeologist. So first is a Mohenjo-daro. First, this Mohenjo-daro was excavated in 1922. When this Mohenjo-daro excavated, so in 1922, by whom? So Dayaram Sahani and Rakhaldas Banerjee. Two persons. First is Dayaram Sahani and second is Rakhaldas Banerjee, and the guidance was provided by Sir John Marshall and Colonel Mack. Mohenjo-daro was excavated in 1922 by two people. First Dayaram Sahani, second Rakhaldas Banerjee. These two was archaeologist in itself, and the guidance or financial support provided by Sir John Marshall and Colonel Mack. So here is very important for your exam perspective. So here is a 1922. What is the meaning of this Mohenjo-daro is also important. Heap of the डेड मीन्स मरे हुए लोगों का हीप. Mohenjo-daro means heap of the dead. So what is the important features founded by the archaeologists in Mohenjo-daro? First is a construction of a town. Okay, construction of a town. So this construction of a town is a unique features of the Mohenjo-daro. Second thing, these houses were built on a high plinth, means like that. Today we have seen some flat in which first is a here is a one column, or at that time they called as a plinth, and then after house was made on those particular plinth. Okay, so house were built on the high plinth to protect from flood and dampness, because at that time there were no construction of a dam and other things, so that's why floods can oftenly come. So to protect or to protection from the floods and dampness, that's why they were built houses on a high plinth. Second thing is rich people. The house of a rich people, or in which rich people was lived, those house of a rich people was double storied and 5 to 7 rooms. Double storied means do maleka. Okay, rich people's house was a double storied and having a 5 to 7 rooms. While on other side, the house of a poor people is having a single storied 2 or 3 rooms. Okay, so poor people have a single storied room or house, and in which there is a 2 or 3 rooms, while the houses which belong to the rich people having a double storied and a 5 to 7 rooms. Next, main entrance of the house was opened on the side lanes. Suppose this is the house and main road is passing through the here. Main lane means a main road. So house's entrance is not open here, but it is open on a side lane, means side road. So house's entrance is not opened on the main lane, but it is opened on a side lane or the side roads. So this is the unique feature of this construction of a town of a Mohenjo-daro. And remains of a storehouse, kitchen and bathroom. Remains of storehouse, kitchen and bathroom can be seen in every houses which was excavated in Mohenjo-daro. So you can imagine that how rich their construction work or how rich their heritage which is given by them to us. So what you have to remember in construction of town is, first is built on a high plinth to protect from a flood and dampness. Second, rich people and poor people, and third is a main entrance, which is very important. So these 3 points is very important, and whenever in board exam, the question every year question came from this Mohenjo-daro portion. So it is very important for you. First, construction of town. Second is a road. Road is a important features of this Mohenjo-daro. The roads were 9.7 meter wide. Road were 9.7 meters wide. Second, the small link road crossed the major ones at a right angle. Means suppose this is a small road and this is a major road. This is small road, major road. Both meet or cut each other at a right angle. Okay, so this is the speciality or special features of the road of Mohenjo-daro. The small link road crossed the major one at a right angle. Today, this type of road couldn't see in our daily life. Third, number roads were too wide. Roads were too wide. That number of vehicle pass at a time means 2 or suppose this is a road, so 2 or 3 vehicle passed at a one time. And last, pits on the road, the side of the road there were found some pits. So this pit suggests that there might have been a lamp post. There might have been a lamp post to protect from the, or you can say this lamp post can be suggested that also that the road were also used at the night time. Okay. And last and most important, 2 main roads. One is going from north to south, first road, main road. Here earlier this road we have discussed is a small link and major link road, but here the writer said that the 2 big road, first which is going from a north to south, and second which is going from a east to west. Okay, so 2 main roads, one is going from north to south and second is going from east to west. So this is important features of this road. Third, drainage system. So in MCQ or a blank, one question is like that they can ask to you is, which of the following is a unique feature of a Mohenjo-daro. So you can find that in a book also write that the construction of town is a unique feature, road is a unique feature, but whenever the question is asked to you about unique feature of Mohenjo-daro, so answer will be only a drainage system, because today this type of drainage system we couldn't see on our daily life. So drainage system is a unique feature or important feature of a Mohenjo-daro. Okay, we have this, I already told you that this type of system is today not found in our daily life. So only such type of system is found only in an island of a Crete or a Mediterranean Sea, which is located in a Middle East Asia. Today this type of underground drainage system is only found in an island of a Crete and a Mediterranean Sea. Next, system was built to drain dirty water out from the town. So system is like that. Every house has a one cesspit. So this cesspit is connected to the drainage line, and this drainage line is connected to the other drainage line. So whenever you use water which is after the dirty one, and this came in a cesspit, and then and after from cesspit to went in a drainage line, and it can passes to the other drainage line. So every house has a cesspit. So from cesspit the dirty water is drained out from the houses, and then and after this line is also passes out from the whole villages and went to the outside of the villages. So this planned, systematic and efficient drainage system shows that the Mohenjo-daro's people was a very good or looking for this very good care of about their health and hygiene. Is the drainage system unique features and important for your exam drainage system. Fourth one is a public bath. So Public bath arrangement can be seen like that to put a fresh water in and dirty water out. System was like that. Today you can public bath you can see as a swimming pool. At that time they also developed this type of public bath in which arrangement to put a fresh water in and dirty water out. Second, there might have been facility for hot water and small room for changing clothes. So, excavation or archaeologists also found that there might have been some facility for hot water and small rooms also for changing the clothes. Okay, and this public bath was used only at the time of festival and some religious ceremony. So, this public bath or other term swimming pool is only used at the time of festival or religious ceremony. Fifth, public building. While Dayaram Sahani and Rakhaldas Banerjee excavated Mohenjo-daro, so they can found two buildings remains also found in Mohenjo-daro, and they also believe that these buildings were used as a town hall, second theatre, third one administrative office, which was the administrative office means to administer the day to day or routine of a village, and last is a granary. Granary too means to store the any type of grains. Okay, so they believe that this public building is used as a town hall, theatre, administrative office, and a granary. One barrack is also found in Mohenjo-daro, and it suggests that it is useful to accommodate soldiers. Means soldiers was also lived in a Mohenjo-daro, and that's why this type of barrack is found. So, we have discussed about special features in first construction of town, second roads, third drainage system which is very important, fourth public baths, and fifth public building. So, and one thing, today Mohenjo-daro is in a Larkana district. Mohenjo-daro was found at a Larkana district. Today this Larkana district is located in a Pakistan. Okay. This Mohenjo-daro or this civilization is also known as a Harappan civilization. Why this civilization is also known as a Harappan civilization? Because before Mohenjo-daro, these two archaeologists, same Dayaram Sahani and Rakhaldas Banerjee, also found Harappa in 1921. So, first place which is found by the archaeologists Harappa. That's why they gave name this culture as a Harappan culture. Harappa is also located in Pakistan. Okay.